This 25th of April, the city of Huamanga, capital of the Ayacucho region here in Peru, will commemorate and celebrate its 481 years of Spanish foundation. So I remember that I had this book, which is a part of a collection called Documentary of Peru, dedicated to the Ayacucho region, as I said. This book is very old. It's from 1967. Unfortunately, it's not in the best condition. However, I remember that and I treasure this because my mother gave it to me when I was a teenager, and since then I have read it thousands of times, literally. This book covers many aspects of the region, not only the city, but the whole region, or formerly called department, about tourism, the different routes to arrive there, the foundation of the city of Huamanga. Look at the coat of arms here, the Agnus Dei. Some of the first things that I learned about the city come from this book. Look at these pictures. What I consider in this book is that apart from the information, which is so invaluable, the pictures, the many monuments in the city, bridges, arches, the modern city, it says. It is stated that even though the airport and the road are not enough, they are permitting the progress or development of the city of Huamanga. The arts, this is one of the most interesting monuments. Not many cities in Peru have such a beautiful art. Color photos, as you can find, the University of Huamanga, which had been recently reopened after so many decades of being closed, the cathedral and the colonial houses in the main square. The cathedral, in my opinion, is one of the most beautiful in Peru. Not so much ornaments, to be honest. However, the silhouette and what is inside, look at this. Look at the altar. Yeah, it hides a lot of richness and treasure. Look at the facade of Compañía de Jesús. Huamanga, as it was called during the colony, is known as the city of the 33 churches. Starting with the cathedral. You can, as I told you, the photos. I was impressed by reading and seeing those photos because, as I told you, I learned it when I was a teenager, but I waited until I was 30 years old to visit Ayacucho, and not as a tourist, but for family reasons. Then I went 2 years ago again. It was not exactly as a tourist. So yeah, I consider I need to go there and devote the city the time and the attention that it deserves. The many churches, each one with different styles. You can see San Cristobal or Saint Christopher. The oldest one in the city dates from 1540. San Francisco de Asís, completely built in stone. San Agustin, on one of the corners of the main square. Santa Clara, one of the most interesting and strange, to be honest, Santo Domingo. Look at this facade. You don't see a church like this every day. And many others, like Santa Teresa with its convent, La Magdalena, La Buena Muerte, that kind of severe style and those shapes of the towers that show you that you are in Huamanga and not in another part of Peru. Not only does Huamanga show its beauties, but other cities like Huanta, the second most important city in the department, and the Morochucos. They are like the gauchos of the Andes, and many of them are evidently descendants of Spanish people. Look at their beards. They love music, guitar. Look at this, horse riding, even women. And of course, they like drinking and, taking care of their cattle. Yeah, rather than agriculture, they prefer being in charge of cattle. Look at those faces. My grandpa was a Morochuco. The Morochuco are a nation, an ethnic group, a tribe. How can you consider? But well, they are the Peruvian cowboys. Yeah, unfortunately, not so well known outside if you compare them with the Chalanes. Right? However, the Morochuco and the Morochuco horse It's part of our culture. Look at this, one of the most impressive Inca sites, administrative centers, was in Ayacucho, built as Huamanga. Look at the Ushnu, or pyramid, on whose top the Inca presided some ceremonies. Look at the throne here. Yeah, those pictures are before the restoration, and that's why I got kind of mixed feelings when I saw this picture. Look at this house, a very, very poor house, but built with the stones from the Inca site. I hope it's not happening anymore. Huari, the first Andean empire, with its impressive capital city called Huari as well, and the walls and the different structures there. The parihuanas or flamingos with the Sarasara volcano and Lake Parinacochas. Speaking about Ayacucho also means folklore, art, tradition, history, creativity, imagination. Holy Week, Easter, the famous Holy Week of Ayacucho. I adore these photographs. They are an invaluable record of what Holy Week used to be. The whole city participates, the whole city prepared, let's say, during the whole year, so as to perform. Yeah, the city becomes a theater, and all the inhabitants become the actors. I had the opportunity to go to the top of Acuchimay, which is a hill from which you can see a panoramic view of the city. Look at this fair and how small the city was. I don't know, I calculate 30,000, 40,000 perhaps. Remember that this book is from 1967. Now the city has over 250,000 inhabitants, so you can notice how much it has changed. Popular art, the mate, right? The retablo, which is a kind of portable altar. The famous Quinoa churches. Quinoa is a town near the city of Huamanga, very, very famous for its potters and its ceramists. The retablo, as I said, was originally a kind of portable altar for the traders, the merchants who traveled, and they needed something to worship their god. But well, now any aspect of life can be depicted there. Yeah, as I said, Quinoa is one of the most beautiful towns around the city. Very, very popular among tourists. Since they are little children, they are learning, they are taught how to do that. The history of Ayacucho. Ayacucho is one of the oldest places in Peru. Pre-Incan history, the Golden Age, I assume that was the Viceroyalty, the colonial era. It was a prosperous and elegant city. And then it was in Ayacucho where the independence of Peru was sentenced. And not only the independence of Peru, but South America. Look at our heroine, Maria Parado de Bellido, executed by the Spaniards, the Battle of Ayacucho. In the Battle of Ayacucho, on the 9th of December 1824, you can see every Peruvian student has seen this painting at school, at school texts. The ancient monument, then replaced by an obelisk in 1974. The many heroes that we have, Antonio José de Sucre, whose monument is in the very center of the main square. Andrés Avelino Cáceres, better remembered as a military than as a president. He fought against the Chileans when they invaded our country. The University of San Cristóbal of Huamanga. It's really impressive because it is the second oldest university in Peru, as far as I know. Look at its code, 1677. Can you imagine that? Look at this amazing, stunning photo of the main square. This building belongs to the university. Ironically, it was Andrés Avelino Cáceres, an Ayacucho man who, as a president, closed the university at the end of the 19th century, and the elite demanded their reopening, but well, some decades passed until the 1950s. That's why I consider this book a treasure. It has a really great sentimental value for me. My grandma comes from Ayacucho. My grandpa was a Morochuco from the province of Cangallo. So this 25th of April, I want to send my greetings to the Huamanguinos and the Ayacuchanos who love their city, who love their region, and who work very hard every day for its development and progress. Bye-bye.